In this Palworld video, this Home Sweet Home Palworld video, I bring you a guide on the unlisted changes that arrived with this latest update of version 0.7, the Home Sweet Home Ultrakill crossover. Now some of these are apparent while others are not. We'll also check out some of the effects of listed changes to the game, which in turn make life a lot easier. So let's go. How's it going, guys? My name's DPJ, and if you do enjoy the video, leaving a like really helps out, and if you like what you see and want to see more, be sure to subscribe. Okay, so this update did have and listed some great additions to the game, quality of life changes which really are amazing. But in today's video we're going to go over some of the changes that were not listed in the patch notes, but we will also talk about some of the benefits of the changes in which you could assume have gone a little under the radar. So let's go. Okay, so with this update came the Ultrakill crossover. It isn't a massive update in regards to what we get, but there are 4 new items you can play around with. We have 2 armor pieces and 2 weapons. Now these can be purchased from your tech tab for those ancient tech points, but you can also purchase, guys, the legendary schematics for all 4 of these items. For the armor pieces, come to the dog coin vendor within the Desolate Church, found right here on the map. And the 2 weapons of the revolver and the shotgun can be purchased for those battle tickets from the arena vendor found right here on the map. Now the armor, especially the blue version 1 armor or the V1 armor, is in my opinion probably the best armor in the game. This actually basically has a lifesteal on it, where the version 2 piece, the version 2 armor piece, has more defense. But beyond this, it looks absolutely amazing too. Now what I will say is, if you want that lifesteal on your armor, but you also want to rock the red coloured version, because the red does look much better, you can, guys, by just using the antique dresser to transmog it. Now with the weapons, they themselves are quite unique, both having an extra ability, basically an alt firing mode. The revolver throws a coin up into the air which you can shoot and that ricochets to nearby enemies, while the shotgun shoots like a barrage of projectiles which then explode, basically a grenade launcher. But if you fire the shotgun's alt firing mode, you can even charge it and fire this, then switch to the pistol and shoot this, it will shoot the barrage out of the sky, causing a mid-air explosion. A very cool addition for sure. Okay, so the new raid boss is pretty cool, and the listed changes of the raid encounters are cool too. If you do not know, you can now go to a separate arena to fight raid bosses, instead of, like what I did, had a base dedicated to taking on raid bosses because you just didn't want them ruining your main base. Well now, guys, again you can actually go into a separate arena to fight them. Now the new raid boss within this update is Hartalis. This is a 2 encounter boss fight. And what's cool and very different about this boss fight is the fact now you have to actually think about the powers you are using. This boss will have a couple of phases where a certain requirement, a certain element is needed. Basically what this power does, guys, is it puts up a barrier which requires a certain type, like water, dark, electric, fire, etc, etc. If you do not destroy this barrier, guys, this is exactly what happens. Yeah, it absolutely kicks a lot of your powers asses. So yeah, very unique. This boss also has an attack. You have to take cover. You need to run behind this rock. If you don't, it's probably lights out for you. Now with this boss, you obviously need those Hartalis slabs. Now these come from the Faybreak or Sakurajima dungeon chests after you defeat the bosses in these dungeons. But the last and hardest pal expedition, which I will state if you have the power, you can get way more in doing this. So yes, the last expedition within the power expedition site also give you these slabs. Another decent change I don't think they mentioned is the fact now you actually don't need the slabs inside of your inventory to start this raid fight, to start that raid encounter. You can have them in your stored base or in a guild chest, as long as the summoning altar is in the same base. You can now start the fight, which is a great change in my opinion. Now upon taking on this raid boss of Hartalis, not only can you get the Ultra Slabs, you can also get eggs, which by the way is the only initial way to get Hartalis. Hatch those eggs, breed them together and make that Hartalis army. You can also, guys, get the Crown of Salvation, which is an exclusive helmet to this raid boss, this new raid boss of Hartalis. Now Hartalis comes with a new unique passive called Savior, which deals plus 30% neutral damage and plus 30% grass damage. Could be a good one to experiment with. Also, this power offers a level 4 in that lumbering, which probably makes it one of the best, if not the best, lumbering powers in the game at the same time. Now the power also isn't that big once you hatch it, not the standard version anyway. So just don't think you're going to be hatching something as big as the raid boss, because that isn't going to happen. So this dude can actually navigate your base quite easily. It also has some incredible new attacks. It's quite quick, it's got a triple jump. What's not to love about this new power? Now another thing I don't think they mention is the fact now that powers in the game, flying powers specifically, do have new animations in regards to gliding and descending. I've noticed this with Astragon and Shadowbeak, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be way more than this. It's actually a cool new change now. When you're descending, you're flying and descending, you're actually doing like a nice decent animation. Your power now actually looks like it's trying to land, which is cool. They've also changed the player animation upon swimming, upon pressing the sprint or swim fast button. You now actually look like you are swimming relative to the speed you're actually moving at, which is cool. Another change I noticed is how your base icons on the map now have been changed to a bright white colour. When previously they were blue, they blended in with so many other icons, but now being a bright white makes them stand out much better on the map, which is another amazing change to the game. Now with this update, their main focus was laying down the groundwork for 1.0, mainly adding in many new amazing changes in regards to building, like the building UI, adding in 48 new selectable building items, things of that nature, things like corners, and also giving us the ability to actually paint our bases, which is a very cool feature too. But I don't remember them actually mentioning, guys, that they've now added in a new power door, which is a larger door which connects to your buildings, but it's also big enough for your powers to get through. It's a great change in my opinion. Okay, so lastly guys, the item Decay multiplayer. So this was mentioned in the patch notes, but what it means really wasn't, and I think people can overlook this. So you can now go into your world settings and adjust the time in which items decay in your world. Can make things decay much quicker, or you can set it to 0 and they will not decay at all. What this means, guys, is some great additions. So setting this to 0, anything with a decay timer now doesn't have one. What this means, guys, is power food stored in fridges or power boxes never ever decay. With fridges, it also means now you don't actually need ice powers to keep them cool anymore. In fact, you probably don't need fridges at all in your base anymore, which is great when you think about the limited space they do indeed offer. This solves that issue, so you can indeed now store food in much bigger storage containers, putting more in one, which is a great change in my opinion. But there we have it, guys, for the unlisted changes I myself have indeed noticed. If I've missed any and you know of any others, let us know down below in the comments section. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, leaving a like really helps out. If you like what you see and want to see more Palworld, be sure to subscribe, and hopefully, guys, I will see you on that next one.